What's up, guys? Mega Bleeder here with another episode of the compression mod pack. Today, what is this doing out here? Oh, somebody had a basin out here with a little spout on it. Okay. Today, I'm bringing you back onto the compression community server. What I'm going to try and do today is walk you through getting started just a little bit. I think I'm going to some stuff that I learned along the way I'm going to try and inform you on, as well as doing some batch crafting. I've been working on getting some stuff done myself and the two other guys on the server. If you're interested in joining the server, become a channel member, join the Discord. All right, so let's get into it. So I reorganized our storage, expanded our base a little bit here, and we've just been working along, chipping through some stuff. One thing I did was set up, we need another crank. We've kind of just been moving this one crank around. So I set up a drill system here to be able to more quickly clear out our pure daisies. We've got some bamboo planted here, some kelp, some honey. All this stuff eventually to be automated. Need to leave that in there. Got a couple animals set up. Not sure what's going on here. Our iron farm is running up here. So we've got an iron farm running. Basically what I did was just set up the hoppers to feed into this chute that are going to drop down here. Almost fell to my death. And then this is set up to drop poppies out, so they can just drop down here into this composter and get dropped into here to make bone meal. But then all the iron is going to fall down into these guys. And apparently there was some ink sacs in there. But as you can see, we have an absolute ton of iron. I actually haven't been over there in a little bit. So what I've been doing is trying to do some batch crafting. I was playing a little bit yesterday and made up a whole stacked recipe of the small cogwheels. And I actually want to today do a stack of large cogwheels. If we can get this to be balanced. Ooh, so close. I need a couple more logs. I don't think I need this stripped living wood, so we'll do that. This I should be able to run back through the saw. But I do need it to be set to that filter. Really important, if you use this mechanical saw, check your recipes. Because if you take a look, you're like, oh, it can be cut down into 6 planks. Well, also, not only does it have sawing, but it also has block cutting. And if you don't specify which one, it'll kind of just randomize it. I don't know if it alternates through or what, but if you don't specify, you'll get some of these stripped living wood vertical slabs, which luckily can be converted into slabs, and those can be converted back into full blocks somewhere. So set it to planks. I'm going to put, I don't know, half a stack in there. So we'll drop those off. I don't need much more, just a couple to get that set up. Oops. Also did some stuff like crafted up a bunch of livicite alloy. Now that we have a basic workshop with the mixer, things like, where is it at? Livicite alloy. There are a couple of different recipes for this. So like this one, 2 iron and a livicite to make one of these. So it takes 2 livicite to make one. Or you can use a mixing recipe. You can use some nuggets here. There's 4. There's that kind of, this is a better recipe than the other one. But this one right here is really good. So 1 livicite, a cupronickel, a brass, and a bronze will actually get you 8 instead. So drop a whole bunch of them in there and let it do that. Also, the andesite alloy recipe is a lot better. So originally, you know, it's 2 andesite to 1, or you can throw it in the mixer with some steel, invar, and cast iron to get 8. We don't quite have that yet, so just using this one is a cheaper recipe. Probably move to this one soon, make some invar. I don't know that cast iron is too difficult to get. Yeah, we can mix charcoal and iron. And then mild steel. Let's see. The unprocessed mild steel. Not sure if there's a good way to get this other than the blast furnace, but we've got a good amount of resources we've been stacking up here. And in packs like this that are factory builders, it is definitely the most beneficial to batch craft big stacks of stuff. So here I was batch crafting a big stack, and there's 2 different recipes here. This is just the automated crafting, so it's the same. Typically when you see this, it's just a crafting table, but you can lay out crafters to be able to craft in that way. So I'm going to use this recipe, so we'll get... Oh, what am I short on? I need 4 more stairs. We can shift click right there, boom. And let it catch up. And we got a ton of large cogwheels now. Now these are going to be helpful because to make... where is it at? To make this pile of cogs, we need quite a bit of these. And again, this recipe and this recipe are the same. This is a byproduct. So eventually when we get to this in the future, if this recipe fails, you have a chance of getting these out instead. The pile of cogs gets used for lots of things. Millstones, the mechanical crafter, one in particular that we need to get. I suppose steel would be a great push to be looking towards. But as far as starting the pack, one thing that is going to be really important is understanding that this is a Garden of Glass world. We can see this rainbow here. So what you can actually do is shift right click, and that'll get you pebbles, and that's how you actually get cobblestone in the beginning. But one little tip here, the use item, what is it? Attack or destroy? Yeah. What you want to do is the use item place block. Change this to a key that you don't use, maybe like the end key. So if I shift right click, let me change that back. That way you can see. So shift right click. That's how fast you get cobblestone. If we change this to just a key on the keyboard, when we shift and now press the key we changed it to, in this case the end key, it's a lot faster. So you actually don't need to set up like an auto clicker or anything like that to be able to get cobblestone. Just remember that you need to change this keybind back to your right mouse button. Also, let me see. Let's pick something. What's O do? Yeah, I don't care about that. Not mods. Controls, keybinds. So this open social interaction screen, if you want to clear out a hotkey, just hit the escape key. And that'll change it to not bound. Ooh, look at all of this. We've got tin, we've got silver, zinc, nickel, copper, we got cured rubber. Let me organize all of this. These are all metals of the raw type. Ooh, we've got a ton of stuff. Let's compress this copper down so we have a little bit more room in this inventory. Actually, should probably upgrade these chests. So we do have the iron chests mod, so you can upgrade your chest to be larger. And I don't think there is a way, I don't think you can do double chests of those. Let me actually test that. Do I have chests? I don't. But if I do this and get some of these guys, I don't think that you can do double chests of these. Yeah, unfortunately, you cannot. And I'm gonna put those in there, I guess. Sure. So we've got a big stack of large cogs and some cogwheels. One of the things that I was wanting to work on is getting, we've got a windmill here. This is going to be a good source of energy, of stress units, which is something we're going to need because this whole entire pack really is based around create and using create to automate things, automate some of the different mods like immersive engineering, pneumatic craft, stuff like that. So that's going to be pretty fun, building some big giant factories. If I take a look at our quest book, looks like crafters are the next big thing that we're going to need. So let's move that to the top here, to the top of our kind of favorites list. And you can, any of these you can grab and drag. And you can see that when I highlight over it, it actually shows the recipe. Now, if you just press A on it, it won't show you the recipe. If you actually press A on the recipe, you can see now that I have each one of these different recipes saved. So that each one has a different casing. Steel, mana infused, brass. Brass is the one we're going to have to use first because we don't have steel. But I want to make some of these crafters. And I believe you will need a lot of these. So I made it so you get 8 at once. So how many are we going to need? So for the deployer, we need 14. So 14 would be a great number. What I actually think would be a good idea would be to get a whole stack of these. So I would actually need 8 of these recipes. So how do we get these? Cured rubber. So we've got cured rubber in here, and we're going to need more of this. We need to cook rubber, which comes from vine cutting, dried kelp, and water. The latex comes from an arboreal extractor. Actually, this wouldn't be that hard either. Not too far in the future, at least. The fluid pump does require a couple of things that we do not yet have. But we do have... Let's see. Let's save this recipe. Compacting in a basin, rubber, and it's water, dried kelp, and vine cuts, which is just taking vines and cutting them with a knife. So we actually have... Our workshop is a little tight here. So let's see, there should be a basin around here besides this one. Almost jumped into that lava. There's a basin. And how much of this cured rubber am I going to get? So 3 of these, that's going to get me 16 recipes, which is not bad at all, but I'm going to need the industrial hemp fiber. So let's do a harvest over here. See if we got everything. Did anything fall in the water? No. All right, looks like we got everything. The seeds, I don't know that they're used for anything. I guess crude plant oil. Let's see. We have room here. Yeah, we do. Let's pop them in there. So We do have enough to make a big recipe here. Now, what else does the cured rubber get used for? Bottles, rubberized cable, inlet. Pretty much just the mechanical belt is the biggest one. So let's do that. Let's make up, we'll get a whole stack of mechanical belts. Fantastic. Let's take this. That's thermal, industrial, immersive engineering. I should put down some thermal chests. And it's thermal series. Yep, fantastic. Okay, so what we actually need is a recipe that looks something like this. And where do I have more shafts at? There was some in here, right? Yeah, but there's not many. What we need is to put more livicite alloy through a cutter. And we can see here 1 equals 6 versus 1 here equaling 4. So that's a lot better recipe. Let's take a half a stack. Yeah. We're going to need to craft a lot more of that. You don't need to set this filter. So this, if we run it through a saw, it's only 1 recipe, so it doesn't actually need a filter. So we'll let that do its thing. There's 16. So to make the crafter, we also need 16 brass casings. Ooh. What's this? Pile of crude mechanical parts. Ooh, this is rough right here. Wow, do we really need to make? Ooh. Ooh. Okay. That's actually pretty rough right there. So we need to make like a stack of these. Interesting. Let's check our quest down here. The ore line, washing, scale tree. No, where is it? Tier 0. Getting this guy. Okay, so we have a lot of work to do kind of before we should move on. So much cobble flowing in. These furnaces are so slow, and worse, they eat fuel. Good news, this is a skill issue, and the solution is encased fans. Encased fans can entirely replace the use of furnaces and smokers, furnae and smoke-eye, with additional functionality. By placing water, lava, or fire directly in front of the encased fan, pushing air forward, that gust of wind can wash, blast, or smoke items dropped in front of it. The amount you drop at once does affect the processing times, but the effect is fairly small. Much like mechanical presses, depots work here too. But outside of manual use, the real automation solution is to have one blow over a long belt, moving items toward it slowly to ensure items are processed. Okay, so maybe we don't go this crafter recipe right now. And maybe what we do instead is automate cobblestone. We've got some mechanical drills here. We're going to need... we've got water wheels set up. Where are goggles? No, not goggles. Not toggle, goggle. Google goggle toggle. This is pretty simple. I'm going to make a couple of batches of these. I don't think we have any here. So let's do this. Let's drop off a couple things. I'm going to keep that, throw that in there, andesite alloy, casing. Let's do an inventory cleanup. I don't really need a lever. But I know that I do need 6 glass. Right? And then 3 gold plates and 3 string. Now, we only need 1 pair for myself. That can go there. Let's take a helmet so we have a little bit of protection. Are frames easy to make? Leather and sticks sure are. Let's go. And I want to build a little wall. Where at, though? I don't want it to be too ugly. Boom. Gifts. Sweet. Let me grab a torch. Excellent. Okay. And these need to be in here as well. Did it just dupe that? No, I had my own. I had mine in my inventory. Okay. All right, so we've got some of those. Cobblestone automation. If we get 1 mechanical drill, that would be enough. And where is the chute? That's just some iron plate blocks. Do I have any of those? I do. Let me just turn all of these into chutes. Excellent. So we're going to need a couple of chutes. We're going to need lava. And we're going to need water. And what does it take to make vaults? I've got those saved. Barrels are pretty simple. So we'll make up a big cobblestone vault. Will it even be necessary? Maybe, maybe not. We take a look here. Oh, wow. These generate a lot more power. Wait, where'd our little wheel go? Okay, so 8192, each one of these have been upgraded. 128, 32, 256. Ooh, we've got a millstone. And it's set up automated. And somebody was just like, let's throw flowers in there. Hell yeah. Let's take those chutes. Put a wrench on 1. That makes sense to me. Does that have damage? No, not as much as the AIOT. Okay, cobblestone. Nice little cobblestone farm. Now, this is probably going to be the beginning of a larger process, right? So let's get a 3x3 vault. So doing that means we're going to need a decent amount of these guys. So if I take some planks, I need to mark this as planks because we actually get a decent amount more. We have to strip them first. And yeah. I can't strip that? Oh. Yeah, shift right click apparently. So let's do that. Let's put those in there. Drop that in there. Planks will go in there for a minute. We'll let that sit and run. We've also got our chutes. Getting into create. I also have a funnel. We use that right now for taking cobblestone out. We'll take a depot. Water wheels. And the windmill. The small water wheel. This will be enough to run a lot for a while. So what I'm actually going to do is get some gears or some cogs, a drill. We need something to power that. We're going to take that power out. We've got planks coming out of here. This is almost done. Really need to gear up a little bit more and organize our factory so it's not kind of a mess here. Maybe what I should do is set these up. What we'll do is set them up over here. Kind of a nuisance that this shipwreck is here, because I like this space, actually. This is going to take a minute to break. Clear it out. Oh, there's a chest in here. A little bit of TNT. So starting the pack, the other thing that you're going to need to do is get the pure daisies. So you're going to have to explore the world a little bit and find the white flower from Botania. Once you get those, you'll be able to make the pure daisy. Now getting water to make the pure daisy, because to make the pure daisy, you're going to need the wooden petal apothecary. And you have to put water in there, and then you have to throw these petals in and throw a seed in. To get water, you're going to need a bowl, which is just some wood planks. That will let you get the pure daisy, and then you can take the cobblestone and turn it into keep hitting tab, thinking that's going to open my inventory. Cobblestone on the pure daisy can be turned into tuff, which can be turned into andesite, which can be turned into livicite. That livicite you can use to make the andesite alloy. To make your first pickaxe, you're going to need living rock, which is going to need some smooth stone. So you're going to have to get a furnace, which is just cobblestone. To get these slabs, you're going to need a little bit of gravel to be able to make the slab. In the future, you can just cut in either a stone cutter or the block cutting. You can cut it so you don't need the gravel, but in the beginning, you will need to cut it like that. Let's see. There's one more stack here that I want to take out. Whoops. Here. So I'm thinking we'll put the water wheels over here. And this will be like the start of our create stress unit production on a mass scale. Okay, let's pick up all this junk and replace this. And then what we're going to need to do, probably like here. Well, they work right there if I put water here. Let me save this lava. We'll take some water out. Now that will work. Great. So we'll do that, and we're going to let it pour out over here. Now this should work. So one there. One there like that. Awesome. We're going to take our cogwheels, and it's little too big, right? Little big. Nope, the other way around. And I should just be using my wrench. Big to little. Big to little. Big to little. Nope, not there. There. I want to drop those because they are extremely valuable. How much faster can we get? Let's grab this lava before I step in it. That might be the fastest speed. Nope, that's not the fastest speed. That's the fastest speed. Now, can I turn this? Actually, I think I would rather use the gears from over there. What is this? The gear shift. I think this is as fast as we can go. Yeah. Okay. All right. So over here, what we're going to do, let's grab some shafts and some belts. And then let's grab, what did I do? I was getting planks. So let's set this to planks. Let that coat up a bunch of planks. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course it's an even number. I guess it is probably chunk aligned. I could tighten this up. I do have andesite casings. Or we do have andesite casings. Yeah. Let's make it look nicer. So we'll have to put that one there. And then There's a large one there and a small one there. And then we need to do that. And large, small, nope. There we go. And that's max speed. Okay. So if we plop a drill down right there, what we'll need to do is put cobblestone right there. Now don't touch that, because I'm pretty sure it'll kill you. So we actually need an air gap right there. Cobblestone and lava will run down now. And I can take another small cog off of here. We can run power out of that to other contraptions if necessary in some sort of way. So water there. Lava there. That should be all we need. Then this will be a chute going into, or now, a chest. I was hearing myself walk around. That was kind of scary. And let's get... we can still open that, right? Yep. So what I'm going to do is actually break this for just a second. We'll pop that down there. We're going to put lava here. That should be okay. Or do I need to move it back one? I never remember. Let's move it back one, just so we don't risk losing it and creating some obsidian. So lava, and we'll move the water back one too. Bucket of lava, or bucket of water. Bam, pop that guy down there. We should be able to just get rid of all of these. Now if we put our drill back, I suppose I will need to be able to get up there a little bit. Oh, needs to drop down right there. So I actually want to raise this up. So let's do this. And I'm going to be right back. Alright, so there you have it, our cobblestone generator. And I hooked it up to a clutch so we can turn it off. So that's just automatically breaking the cobblestone, getting sucked up by the chute, getting put into the item vault. I did have a phone call, so got a little bit of cobblestone in there already, and I did make the vaults just using the barrel and the impure iron. And then what I did here is put a funnel on there and set it to drop exactly 64 cobblestone. So we can just take out 64 cobblestone. And now we have unlimited cobblestone, which would be getting into this system here. So I figure what I'll end up doing is actually expanding this vault. I'll probably expand this vault and come all the way back and then maybe forward a little bit. And then what we'll do is probably take cobblestone coming out the side to be able to branch out, and then we'll use it for ore processing. Or not ore processing, but processing into all sorts of other things. So, you know, we can send it to a block cutter to get slabs. We can send it to get stone. We can send it to get gravel. That would be far in the future. We're currently kind of using it for our base, but we might also use iron for the base. Is there a... if we can cut it... Oh, look at this. Sheet metal blocks, riveted loco metal. And iron sheet metal, so we can get tons of blocks here. So this is even more. This is almost 36 chests. This is almost 36 chests of this sheet metal block. Elven trade. Oh, we don't get anything back from elven trade. We could compress it into these iron panels. Ooh, there are some different blocks here that we can chisel it into. So we could definitely build out of iron. That would be pretty neat. Alright, so let me take a look and see if there is something else that I want to work on here in this episode. And I'll be right back. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I want to redo the way our little workshop here works. Our workshop works. So let's take some power. And I think I can get away with putting these here. Yes. They are a little slow. But we can deal with that. Now, I should be able to just do... Let's see. You can grow kelp through flowing blocks, right? Anyways, whatever. Let's take this, place it there, get some more power coming down through there. Let's take that water bucket. Shouldn't have taken it from over here. Oh. Okay, so I want to take these cogs and run cogs out from here. And how fast can we step these out? How many big cog wheels is it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll take these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this the last one? I think that's the maximum speed. This is the same speed? Yeah. So that actually is done coming out there. And I'm going to move these. And actually, I want to push this out a little bit further because I'll probably end up with more. We'll probably end up with more water wheels here. Just as the base kind of expands. And our workshop needs grow. So we'll be able to put 4 more water wheels on. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 water wheels. That'll be fine. So big, little, big, little. Nope. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This guy is our fastest one coming off there. If I were to put another one on, it'll... Nope, it didn't break. I was incorrect. Did I step those weird at any point? Big to little, 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 big to little. Okay, yeah, that's the fastest speed right there. This guy. And then what I'm going to need is a gearbox. And I'm actually going to use a vertical gearbox. So I need power to go down. And I need it to come out this way. So I actually need 2 vertical gearbox. I think there was one in here. Yeah, so let's save that. Another one of these guys. That's going to go there. So that's going to be power coming out. And I'm not certain if we're going to have enough. Let's move this chest. So let's get... a bunch of stuff set up here. We need one more. We can put down this guy and a depot. The reason I want to run this down is I'm going to want to run some fans down here that are actually going to blow up. There, and here. Okay. Do we have encased fans? We do not. Let's take this recipe. We need a propeller, which means we need andesite alloy. 1, 2, 3 andesite alloy. We need 6 of these. 6 of these. And the propeller. I need 6 propellers. No, because I'm making 3. That should be everything. What was the propeller again? Iron plates. 12. Three fans. Fantastic. And these are actually going to be lower down here. Oops. Ah. Like that. Right, because there's going to be one here that's going to be this leaf. Can I pick up the leaf? No, and I don't have shears on me, so let's grab shears. Grab that. So we're going to have one here for washing. Oh no, I can move these up. Nope. Right. Right there. Another one there. Not shift right click. Like so. So we're gonna have washing. Campfire. Well, this is haunting, so I guess I need another one. Right? We need a campfire. Which is gonna be a charcoal. Charcoal sticks and logs. So I need another encased fan. That's going to go there. And then this one. So one more encased fan means I need 4 more of those guys. 1 of those, 2 of those, 2 of these. That's it. And that goes there. And this is going to be a lava bucket. And I put that where? Right here. The lava bucket's going to go there. We need a couple of depots. That one's staying there. Blocks of andesite alloy. Okay, so for right now, need my water. So I can waterlog this leaf right there. Depot. That's for cooking. And I should probably put down some slabs here so we can see what they do. Let's see. That guy. There we go. Okay, wonderful. Let's get rid of these. We don't need these iron bars anymore. Okay. All right, so we need to get our millstone and our mixer down. We'll put our heated mixer here. Another guy there. Okay. And then probably the millstone next to it. Because the millstone, we can actually connect to that. Let's put a small cog on there. Millstone there. And then we had hoppers feeding into these. Let's do that. Carry on this guy. Get a hopper on top. There we go. There was nothing in there. Okay, and that was all the machines. One more. Made an extra encased fan. Did I put one under here? No, I did. We've got washing, haunting, smoking, blasting. Yeah, there's only 4? I don't know what that was for then. Let's see. Now I need to connect. It probably makes sense to actually move this, doesn't it? We'll put that there, and we'll put this. That's going to go there with shears. Break that. Pick that up. I guess it doesn't need the leaf there. So, blaze burner, mixer. I need to get rotational power flipped to be able to get to this guy. Which I might be able to do. I do this. I put that there. Just trying to figure out if there's a way I can do it with cogwheels. Let's get here up on this. This is probably the hardest part to create, is just trying to get things to like cooperate. Okay, so I can't make that any faster. That's the issue there. So I need to put like another gearbox here. Like so. So flip this this way. Do I have belts? Let's grab belts. We can run belts this way, right? Belt there, belt there. There we go. Okay, so 2048, 1024. And then I'm also going to move this campfire here. Just carrying around a campfire, no big deal. And then this will be a small cogwheel that will feed into this millstone. Using 4096. Okay, so that'll feed into that. Then we can just do that. Have that guy set up there. And I should probably... I keep just shoving all this down. feel like this does make sense. As far as layout, we're probably going to use the mixer, the stamper, the millstone more than what we're going to, say, smoke and haunt. We just need to extend this out. Okay. And we can do that. And connect a belt there. And then I can extend these out. Wait, I'm missing one. Missing one. There it is. So you, those four, they're going to get connected there. And then let's see, if I bring power down, I can do from here. We can actually extend this. That's not connected there anymore, though. So we'll do that. Give ourselves a little maintenance hallway here. Okay. And then if I extend one up here, I actually want to extend this out even further. I don't know if it'll reach. It does reach. So that. Windmaker. Look at that. We can go way up high. I didn't think about the consequences of my actions before I did this. Because I gotta come down. Oh, you can just hold shift. Okay. There we go. Where'd my depot go? Depot. Bam. Fantastic. Okay, I need more depots. And the depot is going to take... I need 2 recipes, so 4 living rock stairs. Where'd they go? 2 slabs. And 2 blocks of andesite alloy. And we'll go there, there, and there. Yeah. Now check it out. We can, boom, cook cobblestone on that. We can wash, I don't know, can we wash dirt? We cannot wash dirt. We can press it, though? Into dirt paths? No way. Oh, look at that. Does this have a recipe? Oh, that's weird. Fun, though. Got some dirt paths. We can wash... sand. We can also haunt sand. We can wash it and haunt it. And then the blasting, we can do kelp. Yeah, look at that. Stone we could quickly blast into other stone. Look at that. Now, the speed doesn't matter. So actually, it would probably be useful. Well, I guess the fans are only taking up 512. So it wouldn't hurt if I could take rotational energy off of something else. Is there a way I could get one of these to rotate down? I think there is. If I did... Why did that break? Oh, because they're connected. So if I do that and turn it going down like that, that would also be good. Extend that belt out. And are those still blowing? Yep, they're still blowing. Cover that bad boy up. And we can actually use andesite casings, and it doesn't use it. You use it to cover up cogs, actually. Okay. All right. Now there isn't any more. If we wanted to, we could connect up more lava sources. The only thing that really affects it is how many particles, not the speed of the particles. So if I had a fan pushing lava here, pushing lava here, pushing lava here, pushing lava here, and even pushing it from the top, if all 6 sides were being hit with lava particles, that would be as fast as possible. Still need the mechanical saw set up, which I suppose would be like right here. And we need to rotate it. And to be able to do that efficiently, another vertical gearbox. That's moving as fast as possible. So if I do this and another chest. Now, does this hurt? Yes. Yes, it does. Wait, I had a chest there. Right there. We'll put one on top there. So if we take these guys and we cut them, there's a random chance to get random things. Let's say I want slabs, though. I could say, hey, you, cut slabs. And it's going to cut them super fast. But they're not going to make their way into the hopper. And they're just going to keep getting cut. So what I actually need are some funnels. And we don't have any made up. Oh, andesite alloy and dried kelp. Easy. So I can actually do... Nope, 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 nope. That way. Okay. So now they'll get sucked up. So if I had more stone... I could pop these in here. Why are they not getting picked up? Would it be better if I just placed it here? Apparently no. Oh, I didn't want to break it. What if I put a slab here? Okay. Okay, they're not really getting picked up. Some of them got picked up. But they're just getting stuck on there. That's annoying because the funnel should pick it up. Like having this here and having the funnel there. It should be picking those up. I guess we'll just have to stick with the hopper. Or not. Isn't there... Hold on. Omnidirectional hopper. This should work. If I do that, it should work. Didn't lose any. Okay. I think that works. That should not have been that difficult. That should not have been that difficult. Let's see. Is there anything else? Need to put these back in here. I'll take the smaller stack. I think that's actually going to be good now. And now we can do plates really fast. Yeah, that's so much better. I think we need more mixer space, right? Well, there's heated and, like, not heated. So I think it's totally fine. Okay, let's do an inventory cleanup. Get rid of create stuff. Finish getting rid of the create stuff. I don't need a pebble. Parts. I think parts. Hoppers go in parts. Dried kelp. Technically Minecraft. Nature. Immersive engineering. String. We've got stone and sand. Probably don't need this cobblestone in here. Not, at least not that much. Probably do a better storage for dirt. Put our bucket away, put our shears away. And I think that is going to be good. So we upgraded our workshop. Set up cobblestone generation. I'm going to go turn this off. So I don't want it to just be sitting over here on the entire time. There is a way, is it clear? No, that's clear entities. What's that command? Clear at entities? Only players may be affected by this command, but the provider selected includes entities. I don't remember. Ooh, entities, targets, items? I don't remember. I was going to try and delete that cobblestone right there. Because it's like stuck. But we got 2,200 cobblestone. That's pretty nice. And our millstone's nice and fast. So if we drop some cobblestone in here, we should get... Actually, I should probably put a chute there. Because chutes are faster. Chutes drop like 16 items at a time. Yeah. Look at that. Couple gravel coming out. We could macerate that, or we could mill that again for flint. Milling has a lot of recipes. We should be able to take like our iron, right? We can mill that for a chance at doubling it. So we're gonna have to upgrade chests here pretty soon. This guy's kind of slow. I mean, it's as fast as possible, but it's just slow to process it because it only does like one at a time. Let's put this guy on the floor. Excellent. So next episode will probably be more of an update. The guys will probably be doing some work themselves, and then we'll get some more farm stuff set up. We got cobblestone set up. Next thing that's going to be important is probably going to be a tree farm. So we've got cobble. We'll get a tree farm going next, more than likely. But I think that's going to do it for today's episode. Thanks for stopping in. And remember, if you are interested in playing on the server, you can become a channel member, be able to join the Discord. You don't need to be a member to join the Discord, just to join the community server. All right, guys, thanks for stopping in.